It's kind of good to be back. I'll admit, I kind of missed the winter background a little bit. But I couldn't keep it up forever. I couldn't let it go until February. If I let it go until February, that'd be really bad. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin, and today we're listening to Give It Up by Talk Talk off of their album The Color of Spring, released in 1986. Today has been one of those weird days where, like, you just don't feel like doing anything. Like, you know what I mean? You have those days where you have all the time in the world, but you just don't feel like getting up and doing anything. You catch yourself and you find yourself in a funk. I found myself in a funk today. Isn't it funny how words have different connotations? If you're in a funk, it's a bad thing. If you listen to funk, it's a good thing. If you smell like funk, bad thing. You can join me on Twitter. You can join me in the comments down below. Let's just jump into it. This is Give It Up by Talk Talk. Talk Talk will always make me feel better.
Watching rivers run black by the trees that are vacant to green. Gotta give it up. Gotta get a second chance. Gotta give it up. Gotta get a second chance. Just started. Gotta give it up. Give it up. Give it up. Gotta give it up. Well, tell me what I'm so wrong. Where does love come from? If you sold your reasoning out. How can I learn if I don't understand what I see? If I've given this best, take a walk through an out misery. Gotta give it up. Gotta get a second chance. Gotta give it up. Gotta get a second chance. And the
I can always rely on Talk Talk to make me feel great. That's one thing I know I can come back to. I can always come back to Talk Talk. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great moment. At least for these 5 minutes, phenomenal. Once again, we have that savvy combination of organ, piano, guitar, bass, Mark Hollis vocals. They have a certain formula in this album, and it doesn't change too much, but I enjoy their sound that they have, so I don't really care. Like, let's be honest, the vibe throughout the album is pretty samey. And I don't mean that as a negative. To me, it's actually a positive to come into this album with a certain mood, with a certain mindset, because you can just kind of chill to this album. And yet, it still demands your attention. There's a lot of details going on in here. There's a lot of skilled instrumentation. And of course, fabulous vocals from Mark Hollis as usual. I like the way that he cries out, "Give it up," in the chorus. I like the way that the second verse, in particular, kind of quiets things a little bit down, and it was left with a lot of more ambience and space in the mix. The bass becomes a little more drony, whereas in the chorus it really picks up, and especially on the tail end of the chorus is bum 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 bum. They have this thing where they start a verse big chord-wise, and they let the verse kind of drift down from that before starting that beat and that bar again with another big chord. See, right now we're on the ambient side, the end of the bar, but then Mark enters with his voice and the piano, and the ambience is just kind of left to drift. And then, here it comes again. I don't know, it's just a small little detail that I've noticed, but I just really like how they start here, and they kind of go on a downward slope in the verse, and then it picks back up, kind of goes on a downward slope in the verse, and then the chorus really picks it up, elevates just a little bit, and on the tail end of the chorus, they kind of go a little more higher energy. Just a little bit, not like so much. So it's an interesting momentum that they have and direction that they have within the structure of the song. Also, just a very nice, chilled, and layered guitar solo. I like that. I like how at the end of the song, the organ's playing very, very much in the background. And it's more just ambience and a lot more space. I've always thought it, and you guys know that I always mention space. I can't help it. It's just something that I look for and I'm usually attracted to in music. But I think it's cool how their sound can be so dense, like densely melodic, but then at other times there's a lot of spacing left. And sometimes it's about what's not being played rather than what is being played. The lyrics, "From the place that I stand to the land that is openly free, watching rivers run black by the trees that are vacant to greed. Gotta give it up, gotta get a second chance, gotta give it up, gotta get a second chance, and the joke's just started. Gotta give it up, give it up, give it up, gotta give it up, or tell me why I'm so wrong. Where does love come from if you've sold your reasoning out?" And then the second verse he says, "How can I learn if I don't understand what I see?" That's very important. If you don't understand something, you're not going to learn from it. "If I'm giving this mess, take a walk through a nightmare so real." So take a walk through a nightmare so real, he has to experience whatever he's talking about rather than just maybe hear the words or someone telling him about it. And then at the end of the chorus when he says, "Tell me why I'm so wrong. Where does luck come from when you've never been without?" So almost like putting it on the other person like, hey, you have all this stuff and you've had this great life because you've had luck. You know, you've had great luck. You've never been without luck. You've never been without those things. You've never walked in my shoes, perhaps. So maybe he's talking to someone and saying if they were to give up those things, they would understand his experience. Maybe that's financial, maybe that's social, but until the other person has walked in his shoes or walked in your shoes, they won't ever understand truly what you're going through in certain circumstances. I'm kind of getting something like that out of it. Regardless, Talk, I'm always here for it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the music as well. You can join me on Twitter. You can join me in the comments down below. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.